This show has a content warning disco.
Yes, there you go.
I'm serious, people. There's going to be disco being played in this show.
Welcome to the Record Players Podcast. This is a show about music, physical media, collecting, buying, and most importantly, playing our records. Yes, folks, we actually play the records we buy. And you're going to hear some really good ones in this episode. I'm Drac, one of the stereo people that do make the show. With me, of course, is Mock. He is the man that needs the applause because he does all the work of all the editing and making the show sound and look amazing. And he often admits to liking disco too.
I do.
You just have to get the disco in, don't you? Like you just can't get away from the disco.
It's too good. It's too good. Just wait till you see what I found recently this summer.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing, folks. Stay tuned. You can find the Record Players Podcast on YouTube, Facebook, and of course TikTok. We do upload the horizontal videos to YouTube and Facebook, and we put vertical videos via YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, and over on our TikTok. Wherever you found us, thank you for being here. Say hello in the comments of any of the various places you're watching or listening. Let us know. We do appreciate it.
Oh man, we have such a crazy show. This is going to be this show has evolved from where it started. It started as a totally different kind of show back in May when we started planning this, and this is now kind of mid-late August that we're recording this. We've both had a busy summer, and you saw a lot of that on the Record Players Podcast, either in episode 8 or with where my son was with me, or afterwards in some of the videos we've just most recently posted. But it's been a busy, crazy summer of live concerts and live recordings and record shopping and flights. We were together. We met in person.
Hopefully you guys checked that video out. It just came out just a couple days ago, I think. We released that video of that. So yeah.
Yep.
That was a fun little mini episode that we did. I guess we can call it a mini episode. It was like our extra, but yeah, it was fun.
Is the whole world discoing by without you? Don't miss the disco fun. Do what thousands are doing. Get the Let's Disco book and album, the complete disco dance instruction system. Learn freestyle, line steps, and couples dances in your own home with no expensive classes, no mail order. The Let's Disco book also gives you step-by-step photos, diagrams, and easy instructions. The Let's Disco album ties it together with professional instruction on one side, solid disco music on the other.
Let's get the elephant in the room out of the way. Tell me about this disco album.
So I was at local.
I can't wait to hear about.
I have not one, but 2 disco albums for you, and they fall along a very specific weird theme, which is that I was at my local record store and browsing through their electronic dance disco section, and I was like, that is really weird, because this is a disco version of, if you will believe it, Pink Floyd, Another Brick in the Wall.
Daddy's gone across the ocean, leaving just a memory. Snapshot in the family album. Daddy, what else did you leave for me? Daddy, what'd you leave behind for me? What'd you leave behind for me, Daddy? All in all, it was just a brick in the wall.
And it was like $3, and I was clearly it had been placed there, knowing that someday I would show up. The person who buys all sorts of novelty tracks on disco vinyl in my weird collection. We've already talked about this, folks. We've already talked about my weird obsession with like Star Trek disco and Star Wars disco and things, with Mecco and things. And Is it good? Well,
That was going to be my question.
well, I think I'll let people be the judge. It's mildly it's pretty funky, and the production's not bad. And it's pretty funny that at some point the singer is like, "Yes, you do need an education." He replies to his own lyrics, which I think is pretty funny.
That's pretty hilarious. Yeah, that's I will give you props for that. Like, I didn't even know that existed. Like, who even knew there was a subgenre of disco that let's do Pink Floyd covers?
Subgenre, you say? That's why this is not some hidden disco track in my collection, because I went back a couple weeks later to find, if you will believe it, another one. This one being a double-sided disco version of Pink Floyd, Money. And Have a Cigar. And I was like, I literally just found a disco version of Pink Floyd, Another Brick in the Wall, and a week later find a disco version of Pink Floyd, Money. I mean, what is happening here?
Right. What is happening? Like, what are the chances? What are the odds of you finding those records at the same store? That, like, they had to see you coming. It's like, oh, he's coming back in. Let's put this Have a Cigar one out and see if he buys that one.
Maybe they did, in fact, because as far as I'm aware, it wasn't there the first time I looked. So
right
now, is it good? It's no. And the record's pretty beat up, frankly. The record is a little on the scratchy side and things. But am I going to pass up a $3 record? Apparently now I've got a collection of disco Pink Floyd. Does that mean that means Pink Floyd made money on disco, right?
I would think so.
Because someone had to license this.
Right. I mean, they had to get the rights to do the covers. So, yeah. I mean, I guess.
How much of Pink Floyd, how much of David Gilmour's Castle can be paid for by disco records? That's what I want to know.
More than you would think, probably. Because I bet they don't license stuff cheap. I'm just we'll just leave it at that. But there you go. Pink Floyd.
Can you believe it though? Can you just? It's such a weird thing. And now I've got a permanent part of my collection, a story. I have not one but two Pink Floyd disco records, and it's just that random weirdness that happens being a record collector. So
when like somebody comes over and says, "What's the weirdest record you have?" You're like, "I got you. I got you right here."
Well, in my collection, this doesn't even rate.
Well, that is after I said that, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of hard with you because you got some out there, which that's okay. Yeah. Also to that video that we did, the indie CD and vinyl trip that we made, and we did the little 20 minutes, $20 thing. I can show you what I got for that. My $20 pick was this record called Electric Blood. I have no idea what this is, and sadly, I have not had a chance to listen to this yet. I haven't spoiled myself at all. I haven't looked it up to even see what it is. My gut is telling me it's going to be some kind of metal, but I could be totally wrong, and it could be some off-the-wall weird stuff, but I love this pressing, though.
My other thought would be industrial soundtrack style music.
I could see that too with kind of the cover, but yeah. The thing I was most surprised about, as we were standing there getting ready to leave, we were paying. I was standing in line paying, and I happened to glance over, and they had a little section where they had new releases. Annie DeFranco has a new album out that I did not know she had a new album out. It's called Unprecedented Shit is the name of it. It's on this. They call it Coke bottle. I don't know why they call that Coke bottle clear, but that's just always what this color is called.
Yeah, I can see that. That's the name of it. If it was glass, that's what they would have called it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flip that cover around real quick. Okay. Ani DeFranco is indeed squatting on the cover of called Unprecedented Shit.
Shit. Yep. No. It took me about 5 minutes looking at that. I'm like, what is it? And I'm like, oh, I get it.
I got a lot of heart. I got a lot of will.
To survive, to prevail, to succeed.
I got a lot of balls, and I hit them all over their head. But I don't know if I'll ever have what it takes to get out of bed. Now I don't know if I'll ever have what it takes to get out of bed. 'Cause I know this is about to be some unprecedented shit, and I don't know if I have whatever this is.
I see what you did there, Ani. I see what you did there. But yeah, that I'm glad you. I wasn't going to point that out. I was hoping you would catch that. But yeah, this is her 23rd album, believe it or not. Which then again, I didn't realize she had 23 albums out. But this is, if you're familiar with her, she hasn't changed. This is like straight up Annie DeFranco. So I mean,
Awesome.
if you're a fan of her, you know what you're going to get with this. She hasn't changed at all. So, but like I said, that was a total surprise to me because I didn't even know she had a new album out. And then, like I said, I was just standing there and I just kind of glanced over and I'm like, what is that? And then another thing I got off of that same rack from there was Tori Amos. Sorry about that.
Unrepentant Geraldines.
Yep. And this I thought was a new album until I did some research on it. This actually is an older album that was never pressed to vinyl. There was a short period of her career where she was doing like a bunch of orchestral and classical music. And then she went quiet for about a year. And then she came out with this album, and this was back to her piano pop music. So that's what this is. I didn't realize that's what I thought it was a new Tori Amos, and I'm like, she has a new album out, sweet. And then I figured it out. This is really, really good too. Then again, kind of like the Ani DeFranco. If you like Tori Amos, you're gonna like this. Like it, you know what this is.
Trouble needs a home, girls. Trouble needs a home. She fell out with Satan. Now she's on the run. But I have found it quite straightforward in her contracts and her deals. She warns me when danger is loose behind his wheels. And he is loose behind his wheels. Don't cry, baby.
standard black pressing, nothing famous. But this is has some bonus tracks. First time this was pressed on vinyl. This originally only came out on CD.
Awesome.
So there you go. And then
I have not followed the careers of either Ani DeFranco nor Tori Amos, but I do have albums from both of them in my collection, and I do like them very much. I think Ani DeFranco is one of the examples of how to make your own career in music. In a way that is really, really respectable. And I've also heard her in all sorts of variety on her music, from kind of almost jazz to almost rock to more traditional folk and what have you. And it's excellent, excellent stuff. So
then my final thing I'm going to show off for our What's New, kind of related to indie. The Sunday that Gen Con was over, there was another record store in town. My friend and I went out to eat at Kuma's Bar and Grill. I don't know if you've ever heard of Kuma's. It's a heavy metal themed burger joint. All their burgers are heavy metal themed. Like they have the Slayer, they have the Iron Maiden. So they play metal in there. Awesome bar. Right around the corner from that is another record store in Indy called Black Cat Vinyl. And I managed to get The Crow. This is the score. So this is not the soundtrack. This is the score to The Crow. I have been trying to find this forever. Could not find it anywhere. It's sold out online almost instantly. It's just a black pressing.
Newish press or old press?
It's new.
Okay.
Came out maybe last year.
Okay.
This has 30 minutes of music that got cut from the score. So this is like the full score of the movie, and then it's got 30 minutes of more stuff that they couldn't figure out how to make it work during the movie. So, but once again, don't think this is we talked about the soundtrack last episode when we talked about movie soundtracks. This is the score. So this is, it's amazing music though. This is good to put on just to have going in the background. And I love that cover too. Like that cover is just amazing. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
I saw that in your What's New here, and I was like, wow, what a cool find. I didn't know it was the score, but that's even if it was just a repackage of the soundtrack would be a good find.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. I was super excited. I usually tend, when I go to record stores, I go to the new arrivals, and then I go to the new like used arrivals, and then I go to the soundtracks. That's usually what I do, and then I go to the metal section, and then kind of wherever else. And I found that in the soundtracks. I was just flipping through, and I'm like, oh my God.
I lived in Indianapolis from 2002 through 2008 or something like that. And indie CD and vinyl was full on going when I lived there. This other one I had not heard of until just now. So what do they like? It's
a very cool vibe in there. They also have a coffee shop in there as well. So they have like a big area to where you can get your coffee, and then they have turntables set up with headphones, so you can listen to music as you're drinking your coffee or you're working or whatever. And then they have quite a good selection too. But yeah, I had went in there last year as well. It seemed like they were a little bigger, so I think they expanded a little bit, or they must have rearranged or something. But they were, They're just right. If you're from the Indy area, or if you're familiar with the area, or Indy, or you go there and you happen to go to Kuma's, right around the corner from Kuma's. Like we actually walked there because it took like 3 minutes to walk. It's literally just right around the corner from Kuma's, and it's not very far from downtown either. So
I would just wrap up our indie CD and vinyl trip saying every record I got was a score. When I looked at that video and then got back and listened to it all, I was like, every single record I found was a score. So
I still can't believe you got that Lord of the Rings. I cannot believe you got that.
Everyone,
so
that Lord of the Rings is so good.
For getting that,
so good.
Oh,
and
it is.
Yeah, and frankly, that folk implosion I got, I had no idea how much of a score that was either. I knew I loved the album, but I didn't realize it was like a 2021 press that is pretty much out of print at this point. So,
okay.
Yeah, and that is amazing sounding as well. So, yeah.